for people to go get detailed research on. They can look up opportunity zones, and that's a federal tax program law that was passed back in 2017. So the governors of each state were given the ability to create what's called opportunity zones, and it's supposed to be based on income. So there's supposed to be zones that encourage economic development in lower income areas. Now, the interesting thing about opportunity zones is when you do that, there are some very good areas that are also included in that. So a lot of the projects I have going on right now are in opportunity zones. And the reason is what the opportunity zone does is it encourages investment into lower income areas to help spur job growth and economic development. So the hotels, specifically the hotel projects I'm working on, are in opportunity zones, because not only is it a real estate development, but it's also going to create jobs. So everywhere that I'm at right now with hotels are opportunity zones. So what the opportunity zone does is it gives somebody the ability to take a capital gain, somewhat like a 1031, but much more flexible, much more easier to deploy. So you can take a capital gain, you can put it into an opportunity zone project. And if you keep it in there for 5 years, you get a write-off that taxable gain by 10%. If you keep it in there for 7 years, then you get an extra 5%. So you can write down that gain by 15%. And then after 10 years, everything that you earn on that gain is tax-free. So if you have $1 million capital gain that you invest in something, and it doesn't have to be equal or like kind, it can be anything, as long as the real estate you're investing in is improved to the value of the structure. So if you buy an existing building you're renovating and it's $1 million valuation and the land is 200 grand, you got to spend 800,000 on the building. If it's land, whatever you build is going to be more than land usually. So normally you don't have to worry about that if it's land. And if it's a business, there's limitations on the business that really don't make much sense. So they're changing some rules regarding investing in businesses in the opportunity zone that'll make that a little bit more attractive. Right now, they're very prohibitive, but in a nutshell, that's what it is. And there's a lot of capital that has been formed in the form of opportunity zone funds. So there's equity funds out there that raise money, and they've been raising them specifically for opportunity zone projects. So they've already created a fund, and that fund will go ahead and invest in the opportunity zone projects. So that's what I am. I'm a conduit for those funds to go into. And I'm putting together very good projects with very good locations. Even though they're opportunity zone projects, they're still in prime locations from a real estate standpoint. And they're great projects on their own. What the opportunity zone does is it makes them really good, right? It makes them a home run. So it adds 5 to 10% to the IRR, depending on the project itself at the end of the day, but they're still very good projects to begin with. So opportunity zone money is not stupid money. 1031 money can sometimes be stupid money. Opportunity zone money is not, because it's such a long-term thing. Whereas with 1031, you can always roll and just kind of keep going. But I've seen some pretty poor decisions made just because of a 1031 situation. Opportunity zones aren't that way. They're looking for good deals.